tripod. That way you can track roaming speakers smoothly. The third essential is a microphone. Don't use the microphone that's built into the camera, because you'll often pick up every other sound in the room beside the speaker, and your audio will be painful to listen to. If you can, and if you followed my advice about getting a camera with the right kind of audio inputs, plug into the public address system if possible. Otherwise, put a microphone on the speaker if at all possible, or on the podium if you know that the speaker is going to stay put. Often, though, they don't. I like to use a simple wireless microphone if I can't plug into a PA system. But with multiple speakers, it can get complicated to switch those microphones back and forth. So the audio is something that does require some forethought. In fact, in many cases, it's the most difficult part of a shoot. But remember, and this is important, your viewers may forget. Now, beyond the tools, here are some additional tips. So what if you're coming into the process late and the event has already occurred and you can't specify in advance how it's shot? Well, there are still some things you can do. You can get the video in digital form if at all possible. You don't want videotape. You should get it in digital files. Now, video files are very large, so you generally don't want people to send you raw video files straight from the camera, especially online, since these can be 16 to 30 gigabytes per hour. Ideally, you'll get them in compressed, web-ready form. But if they're compressed, they should be no smaller than a frame size of 640 by 360 and not less than 500 kilobits per second in bitrate. Any smaller or slower than these will result in unacceptable quality. Now, a lot of people ask what video settings I use for online presentations, and here's what I've found over the years works best. Now, if the next 60 seconds sounds like gobbledygook, then please forgive me. But so many people ask for these specifications every time I present. I want to share them. And it wouldn't hurt to take notes, so that if somebody asks you about format, you can hand them a simple sheet. In fact, I'm going to put a PDF of these specs in the footnotes so that you can click it and download it and print it for yourself, and you'll just have it. So, first of all, the video format I'd like to use is MPEG-4 compressed with what's known as the H.264 codec. This is increasingly an industry standard compressed video file. The frame size I like to use for online presentations is 640 by 360. Most of the time that's as big as you need, since video takes up just a portion of the total frame in the online presentation experience. Online presentations are in toto a high-definition experience, but you don't need high-definition presenter video to give that experience. The frame rate is a standard 30 frames per second, 25 frames in Europe, and in other places that use the PAL video standard. The bit rate I use is 496 kilobits per second for both video and audio. 400 kilobits for the video, 96 kilobits per second for the audio. So as I say, click on the link in the corner. You can look at it, print it out if you'd like, and meanwhile, let me move to the next step, which is assembling your online presentation. And the first step in assembly is to make sure that you have everything you need to assemble. Here's a shopping list. You need the video files that we talked about a few minutes ago, or if the video is not available, you might have audio of the presentation. That's okay too. You just need the audio presentations in something like